Hi there, welcome to our intro video to Find Your People. This is the book, and isn't it nice I'm sitting behind the lemons with the yellow book. I hope you've gotten your own copy, and if you have not, go ahead and get it. It's not that expensive and it's brand new. And it's by Jenny Allen, and you can get this on Amazon or anywhere you buy books. So I think you're going to really enjoy this. There are 12 chapters, and we'll do one chapter each week. So I just want to do an intro to it today. You know, what does this mean, find your people? What does that mean to you? And to me, it means basically finding the people that want to find you and being in this world to do life together. You know, there's a lot of scripture that says we are not intended to do life alone. And so that is the real focus on it. The first chapter, as we jump into this right away, is all about the shortcomings that we have, that we hurt people and people hurt us, and how once we find out that we are living a life that is of loneliness, like we run our errands alone. She talks about how we do things alone, we eat alone, we spend time in the evenings alone, we're plugged in or on our electronics, or we just aren't in community with people. And you know, there's places in the world, and you might even live in one of those places, where it's a small town or village where people depend on each other. They spend time together. And it's vitally important. That's what we were intended to do, to be there for our friends and our family when they are struggling, when they're suffering, when they're rejoicing, when they're grieving, whatever it may be. So chapter 1 starts out, there is another way. That's the name of the first chapter. We aren't supposed to be lonely. And I'm going to bring up the scripture at the end of this. We'll talk about the scripture. But the author, Jenny, talks about her own shortcomings. She talks about how she was lonely and how she was wanting to be with people. But she said, I think I was sabotaging my own efforts to having my own little team, my own little squad of people that are friends and care about each other. Like, have you ever gone to the airport and thought, who would pick me up from the airport if I needed them? Or who could I call when I feel down or depressed or lonely? This is the type of people we're talking about, the people who are there for you. And you're there for them too. It works both ways. Sometimes our family is not that person. Sometimes it's someone that we know that has come into our life for that purpose, that we can serve one another and certainly pray for one another. So I hope you'll find, reading this chapter, you'll think about your own life and your own decisions and how you can build that community. Or maybe you have that community, and I'd love for you to share and talk about what is that like. And statistically, they say we're only able to maintain 5 BFFs, best friends forever. Maybe you have 5. Maybe you're the type of person that prefers being alone, which is fine. Maybe you are a bit introverted and you like alone time, but you still need people around you for encouragement, for reminders of who you are and how much they care about you and that you care about them. So you may only have 1 or 2. And if you find yourself in a place in your life one time, at some time that is, there's no one like that for you, you have 0, then this book will really help. This book will help you to think about how to develop those relationships. What another description of those relationships, I love this, is you can have long, meaningful conversations with them, like you've known them for years, even if maybe you haven't. Or they'll drop by unannounced to check on you. This has been a really special week in my family. My daughter had a baby last week, our first grandchild, and we're thrilled. And just the thought that she's got friends that are dropping off food or coming by to meet the baby and to see how she's doing. Those are the friends that we need in our life. So all those people are blessings. How do we get that? How do we build that? We're going to talk about that in the 12 chapters. So you may have to change some things to find those people. A couple of things that she mentions on page 6 are, your daily and weekly routines. You may have to go out of your way to meet people like that, the people that are really your people. You may change things that you do. You may change the church you go to. You may change the school that your friends, where your children are in school. You may change a lot of things. You may stop doing things online and start doing more face-to-face things. So it says too, you can have a village, a diverse village of people that you care about and they care about you, around 150 people. But those five is the max, 1 to 5 people. Who can you think of in your life that would fall in that category of someone you would trust, that they trust you, they would come to your aid if you needed them, and you would come to their aid? So that's the general, that is generally what first chapter is about. I'm going to stop here, but I want to give you a couple of verses because I think it's really important to tie scripture into this whole idea. So I want to tell you that go and read Matthew 22, verse 37 through 39, and Matthew 18, verse 20. And the third one is Proverbs 27, verse 17. Let's read those 3 chapters, verses together, and we're going to talk about that, about what God intends for us in community. So I hope you have a beautiful day. Leave some comments down below about where you are in your life with your people. And things change for us, no matter where you used to be. Where are you right now? And what is it that you need? What are you looking for in finding the right people to be in community with? And I hope that through this Bible study that you will find there are people that are in your life that will build community with you. Have a blessed day.